Welcome to Hotline TV. I'm Josh Kraushar.
And I'm Reed Wilson. Democrats are preparing to make the final cuts. Who's going to survive? Who's going to end up on the cutting room floor after all the independent expenditures are done? Josh, as Democrats plan this sort of political triage, who's the first overboard?
Well, one of the most important points to make when you look at the money situation is neither party committee has enough money to spend in all the competitive races. So both parties need to make tough decisions. And frankly, the tougher decisions are going to have to be made by the Democrats, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, because they're the ones who are tasked to protect vulnerable incumbents. And they're the ones who are going to have to tell folks who are representing expensive districts that are in a ton of trouble, can we spend the money when the poll numbers are not looking good? So if you're Mary Jo Kilroy in Columbus, Ohio, if you're Betsy Markey in Denver, around Denver, if you're Suzanne Cosmas in the Orlando area, these are vulnerable Democrats, and it costs a ton of money to save them. I think the Democrats are going to start looking realistically and bloodlessly and look at the firewall districts. Look at the members that are a little safer, where money is going to go a longer way, where they're leading right now. The incumbents are leading, and they want to provide the money so they can be protected and win in November.
Josh, you got to take a look at, you just have to be completely ruthless about this, completely cold-blooded. You're looking at seats like, Tom Perriello, of course, is the one that everybody talks about. Wouldn't be surprised if, Frank Cradaville is soon on that list. There are some others, though. There are maybe 10 to 15 districts that are already gone. Democrats say it's a little fewer, Republicans say it's a lot more, but there are a number of districts that are already gone. Take a look at some good news for Democrats, though. There are still some places like Arizona's 8th Congressional District, Idaho's 1st, Congressman Walt Minnick, Congressman Gary Peters in Michigan. All three of them got some sort of second-tier Republican challengers. I think they're off the table for a while. They're probably not going to be seriously challenged by the NRCC because the NRCC has so many targets elsewhere. Then again, take a look, by the way, at New York's 23rd Congressional District. Caused so much heartache for Republicans last year with Doug Hoffman running as a third-party candidate. Strong chance that by this time next week, we'll be talking about another three-way contest in which the Democrat, Congressman Bill Owens, is going to survive.
Well, Republicans, they're like the kids at the candy store that have so many opportunities. And you're talking about 80, 90 House races that are in play, and they can target some of the cheaper markets. There are enough seats, almost enough seats, in very inexpensive districts. Stephanie Herseth Sandlin in South Dakota, Alan Boyd in Northern Florida. They have a large number of races where they can early on spend a fairly small amount of money, try to wound the Democratic incumbents, and then only at the very end can see what races in these expensive districts that they can target.
And Josh, that's what you're going to see in September is a number of small ad buys that the Republicans put out, a number of small ad buys that Democrats put out, and I think you're going to see a lot of Democratic candidates pouring money into their own races, trying to move numbers in September. By the end of this month, Democrats are going to have a pretty good idea of who can be saved and who can't be saved. Those who aren't moving numbers by the end of the month, you're going to see them start pulling out of those contests.
Yeah, this is a huge month. Keep an eye on the poll numbers. Big 2 weeks for both parties.
There you go.
I'm Josh Kraushar.
And I'm Reed Wilson. That does it for Hotline TV. We'll see you tomorrow.